Is there a difference between an actual brand and a reseller? Let's break this one down. How's everybody doing? It feels alien doing a video in this format, but I felt like it was time to come back to basics and a little bit of a simpler dynamic. Essentially, the way that I've been editing videos, I don't think it's sustainable right now for me to do it all. I wanted to come back with some of these type of videos where maybe it's just a bit in a simpler format. I wanted to talk today about something that I'd been thinking about recently. And the thing that made me think about it was watching a lot of people live streaming on all a variety of different platforms and just engaging and integrating and embracing all this different YouTube content around this topic. So when we think of resellers, we think of pretty much the same as everybody. A reseller is somebody that could be anybody that buys something to resells. It's almost so hard to simplify it that it becomes complicated. In my head, a reseller is somebody who wants to buy something to sell for a profit. Now, when you look at a brand, this is somebody who also resells. However, when we approach the concept of a brand, it's the same thing as somebody reselling it, but with a slightly different connotation. See, with a brand, they're trying to represent something. They're trying to convey an ethos that they have, values or core values that they have about something through their brand. And it's hard to tell whether the values are a byproduct of what they sell or what they sell is a byproduct of their values. But what got me thinking about this is we have two different pools of people, yet we're all in the same ecosystem doing it at the same time. Resellers are people who want to get involved with it, but might not want to get involved with the brand side of things. However, what got me curious about it recently was watching a reseller on a live stream platform that I'm not going to mention, and I watched the content through YouTube, and what I noticed is that this person was talking about the brands that were popular, but it wasn't in a case of their own interest finding it popular. However, what I find about brands that sell brands and represent this sort of stuff is that they have to understand what the brands are, as in they have to understand the brands that they're selling, where they sit in the market. But the person that's just a typical reseller is just jumping to the surface of what he sees as valuable, or maybe what he's heard is valuable. And I know this video might seem a little bit airy-fairy, like it doesn't really gravitate to a point, but there's a difference between somebody who wants to build a brand and somebody who wants to just be a reseller. Now, in my eyes, a reseller is somebody that, with no disrespect to them, is somebody who wants to just buy to resell and they're not bothered what the process is. Jack of all trades, you could call it, or somebody who wants to basically buy anything and sell anything. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. And I actually advocate that a lot more now than I ever have. On the back foot of a mindset that wants to represent a second-hand version of TK Maxx, selling things by a sustainable approach and saving items from landfill. So when we look in the reseller ecosystem of that, it does actually sit with more of a sustainable ethos, especially if it's secondhand goods that you're selling. But it kind of got me interested in it. Is like, do people who are resellers, do they take the transition to be a brand? Or does a brand realize that it's more than a reseller? What is then pivotal moments when we go, I am this? When do our core values start to align in a reselling journey that makes us brand? Do we even realize that we're becoming a brand? This is what has got me thinking about it, and maybe it's just over the last couple of days consuming this sort of content and trying to understand it. But I wanted to just bring this topic to you guys. Are you someone who sits on the fence of wanting to be a brand? Are you happy just being a reseller that's selling the goods that you are? Like, where is the trajectory of what you're trying to do? I don't think understanding the trajectory will make much of a massive difference in you understanding whether you want to be a brand or a reseller. But again, we come back to that awareness and understanding of knowing exactly what we're doing and where we're going with what we're doing and what we're doing. So guys, short and sweet videos. I am going to be chopping up a few little micro bits and bobs on the videos because I have some exciting stuff planned. As always, stay safe, sustainable, keep doing you, keep trusting the process, and keep sharing good vibes, man. Say less.